Blue Ridge oil paints. This is Magic White on the canvas. Raw Umber, Burnt Sienna, Emerald Green, Ivory Black, Ultramarine Blue, Titanium White, Hansa Yellow, Indian Yellow, Yellow Ochre, Naphthol Red. So a lot of fall colors today. This is my fall palette down here. All right, first step. Let's make a sky. So I'm going to use Ultramarine Blue for the sky today, and I don't think much of this will be visible. Maybe just in the middle, like right in here. But I'm going to go ahead and do the whole sky anyway, just because it's good practice. Lots of ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue I found, or probably a more personal thing, but to me, ultramarine blue is not as strong as phthalo blue. So I have to use more ultramarine blue when I'm painting. Which isn't a bad thing, it's just something you gotta be aware of. I don't know how others feel, or maybe it's just this brand of paint, but that's how it normally goes. Doing the little X strokes as usual, just to get the background color up there. Trying to think how far down I want to go with this. Let's see. How big do we want the pine trees to be? I'm thinking up here, maybe giant ones. The background, maybe we can put some mountains in the background. Nothing too detailed. I want to make the sides a little bit darker though. A little more blue. Just a little bit. I don't think I'll use too much more of this blue, so I want to use up as much as I can for the rest of the painting. Maybe some down there too. I think that's good. Good for now. Wipe off the 2.5 inch brush. I don't believe I'll use this brush much more. It'll most likely be the filbert brush and the flat brush throughout the rest of the painting. So I'm going to grab my filbert first. We'll make some little clouds, filbert clouds. You can use whatever brush really to do clouds. Any rounded brush, even the flat brush works kind of pretty well for clouds. Let's see. Let's just go crazy. Let's make a big whole cloud. Maybe it comes down here. I'm just doing the outline of the cloud first, and then we'll fill them in. Maybe a bump there, a bump here. Where do we want another cloud? We'll have another one over here. I just kind of bend the brush around. Any real shape, any round shape is the shape of a cloud to me. To you it might be different, but to me it's just round. Any round, fluffy shape. Down here, this is, I think I said I was going to put trees in, so I'm not really worried about. Maybe some lighter ones here in the background, but that's not the focus. The focus is the 2 or 3 giant pine trees in the front. That's all I'm working on. All we're working on today. More detailed pine trees. Trying to branch out of the Z tree phase. I've been in the Z tree phase for a while, so I'm trying to branch out. I'm taking the 2.5 inch brush, and this is probably hard to see from that angle, but I'm just holding it in place and making it go in circles. That's all I'm doing here. That's how I blend out the bottoms of my clouds usually. I keep the front of the brush stationary and then just make it go in little circles. Do the same up here. It's a little harder up here because I can't really see it. But again, these are going to get covered up, so I'm not worried about them. Not worried about these at all. And we have these guys up here. We can just blend them out. They're not very important clouds. And then do the little fluff, the little rounded fluff. that we do from time to time. Just like that. There we go. Nice little clouds here. Maybe this one needs a little more fluff. There we go. I'll pull left, right. Might add some more over here. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just step back and look. Because I know I'm going to have a big tree here. There's going to be a big one there. There's probably going to be one here too. But I don't think he's going to go all the way to the top. So I might want to fill out the bottoms of these clouds a little bit more. Something like that. Maybe this one goes overlapping with that one. That one's over there. Maybe fill them out a little bit more down there. There we go. I think that's good enough. Good enough for a cloud. Looks good. Looks great so far. Thanks, Billy. Hopefully it starts looking a little more fall-like here in a bit. I want it to look like fall because I don't know where other folks are, what their weather is like. But here it's been the low 70s all week, 80s a little bit. It gets up into the 80s sometimes, but for the most part it's been in the low 70s, which is perfect fall weather for us. There we go. That cloud is nice and full, nice and fluffy. Happy cloud. Alright, wipe out that brush. I'm just using shop towels. I don't know if I ever said that, but I use shop towels to wipe my brushes out because they hold, they tend to hold oil better than anything else. Alright, let's take some umber and some blue. I'm gonna put in some background mountains. These are just gonna be far away, just some filler. My mom and me found a home in Kentucky. That's good. Kentucky's a nice place. That's where my brother lives. He lives up there. Uncle 60. Hey, young man, how's the pain going? It's going well. How are you doing? We're just painting some clouds first, and then we'll paint some. I'm starting on the mountains, distant mountains back here. And I'm going to try to make some pine trees, some fall colors. We're in a fall mood today. Just using umber and blue, French ultramarine. These ones don't need to be very detailed because I'm going to cover them up. They'll be all covered up by the time we're done. Maybe comes that way. Maybe this one, he's over there. Comes down a little bit. Maybe breaks that way. I don't know. We're just putting in shapes and then we'll blend it out. Alright, let's just pull. I want this to just look super far away. And I'm using a filbert brush here. I don't know if I said that earlier. You can probably see it in the camera though. You know what I'm using. There we go. Just kind of mushing the cloud or the ground around left and right. I think I said, yeah, the tree's gonna be, one tree's gonna be here. I'm gonna have another one over there. Well, these are all going to get covered up anyway, so I'm not really worried about these. Just putting in some colors so it looks like there's something back here. This is like one of those cases where having a shaky hand comes in handy when you're making mountains like this. I have pretty shaky hands, so I just kind of shake around. That makes the ridges of the mountain for me. I don't have to do much. Alright, and I don't know, maybe we'll have a valley back there, maybe not. Why don't you add super chats donations? I don't think I can yet. I have to, there's some requirement. I just got the 500 subscriber ones though, so now I can do posts. I can make like YouTube posts, but there's some, you have to have like a 4,000 something hours and something else of watch time and subscribers to be able to, what's it called, monetize. So it'll probably be a while before I do that. One day maybe. I hope to. I would love to do this full time. That'd be fun. Just stream all day. Paint. Paint all day. That'd be fun. I don't know if I'm good enough to do that yet, but maybe by the time I get to 1,000 I'll be good enough. Or people will be interested enough in my paintings to support them for long all day streams. I don't know. Maybe. Whoops. Brush kind of tilted down there. Alright, I think this is good for the mountains. They're far away anyway, unless I want to put like some green back here, but I don't really want to put any green. Alright, so we got our little hills. And then this part, let's see. How do we make this look fall? I know I want 2 pine trees that I want very close, but what do we want in between? Thinking some trees here, maybe a tree line here. It's my scientific planning of what I want to paint. So I'm going to have a tree here, tree line there, maybe some bigger trees out here. And then, what do we want down here? Dirt? I don't know. Maybe this is all just brush, shrubs and whatnot. Maybe we do that. Again, I don't think very much when I paint, so if it comes out crazy, that's why. Back into the umber and some burnt sienna and some white. There we go. A little bit more white maybe, because these are farther away trees. They don't want them super dark. Here we go. There's our first line of trees. Super speed. And one thing that I learned, I think last week, it was on Thursday. It was just last week, but I was watching, his name's Samuel Earp. He's a New Zealand artist, and he adds burnt sienna to his clouds a lot, which I thought was pretty interesting. I'd never done that, or thought about doing that, but it actually worked out really good. So I might start doing that a little bit here and there. Adding burnt sienna to clouds. It just warms them up a bit, I think. He's a very good artist. If you're into that, he paints on linen, just a sheet of linen that he pulls out onto a hardboard. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit. And then in the back, I'll start adding some fall colors. I might actually, yeah. I don't want to go straight cad yellow yet, or Hansa yellow, so I'm going to start with Indian yellow. This is a good fall color. And these are just kind of, these are background trees, so they just give like the feeling of fall, but they're not very detailed. Something like that. And as we get closer, we can make these darker. And then more detailed, less blobby. I always add some brown to clouds. That's cool. It's a really good idea. I don't know why. I don't remember when I watched Bob Ross. I don't remember him doing it. Maybe he did it in a couple episodes. It's usually crimson, but I never thought to add brown to the clouds. But that's pretty smart. Just one of those things you pick up watching other people and talking to other people. It's a good idea. All right. I want to move further forward. Let's start adding some emerald green to this. And this is still a 2-inch brush. That's all I've been using. 2-inch brush, emerald green, burnt sienna. Maybe this is a big tree line. Big tree line around some evergreens. I'll get the evergreens here in a bit. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but I'm going to at least do 2. I think I planned 2. I say plan, I just loosely marked in where I was going to put a tree. Alright, here's another line. Maybe here I'll use some ochre. Ochre and Indian yellow. A little of both. I'm still just using the corner. I could probably use a 1-inch brush. That'd probably work better. But I don't know. Just felt like using the same brush I've been using. These are all background. This is all background stuff here. Still background, even though it's at the front. Sometimes you have to cheat on old Bob Ross. Yeah. Lillian Writings. Hey Nate, hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Alright, wipe that color out. Now we're going to add, let's see. We need an even darker color than those two. So I'm thinking black, some green. Emerald green and ivory black's usually dark as I get on the colors. That's like that's my foreground dark colors mixture. Emerald green, ivory black. There we go. Do some over here. And this is kind of like something you'd see by where I live up in Smoky Mountain area, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, that type of area. Not quite my backyard, but close. There we go. My YouTube isn't working, so I know my sister's again. No worries. Is that Lillian Writings? Is that Paul? I want to say that's Paul, but I can't remember. I'm bad with names. Alright, just wiping out these dark colors before I go into the light brush. Light colors. Use some of the same again. Indian yellow. And yellow ochre. These are closer, so they might have a little bit more detail. Lots of fall colors in this one today. That's what we're going for. Just happy, happy fall colors. Pretty sure you can add PayPal tip jar. Oh, that's a good idea. PayPal tip jar. I'll try to remember that. Yes, it's Paul. Cool. I remember the name. That's good. Sometimes I forget. Wow, this is coming out. Indian yellow is one of my favorite colors. I know I say a lot of colors are my favorite colors, but Indian yellow just looks, I just love it. Love the way it looks on trees. Alright, we got our background in. You're saying that's all background? Yeah, this is all background. because I wanted to paint. I want to try to paint detailed pine trees that are not the Z trees that you normally see. That I've been painting pretty much forever. My 2 years of experience. I've always done them the same way with the fan brush. So I want to try and do them. I want to practice something different. We'll see how it goes. It might be a disaster, but we'll try it. We'll try it. We'll see how it goes. All right. First step. This is going to seem counterintuitive, but where do I want my tree? I just made a little mark where I want the tree to go. And I'll do the same over here. Subtract the paint. There we go. That'll at least give me a nice base to start, that I can start from. All right, what's next? We got to add a trunk of the tree. I'll use straight raw umber for this. Not all the way to the top though. And as we go down, it gets a little darker. Some ivory black maybe in there. On this other side, it's okay to be a little scraggly and shaky here. All right, we'll do the same over here. And if I didn't wipe the paint away here, I would have had to use a lot more paint. That's why I took it away. That's the only reason. If you're using like a Mars Black or something, darker browns, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But I'm using ivory black, which is not very strong. All right. So I got these big old trunks here. Trunk of the tree. I think you can see them. I can see them. Hopefully they show up on the camera. Nice, you have a mod. Hello, mod. The mod is a bot, Nightbot, who keeps out all of the spam, but it also spams my links from time to time, every 30 minutes. What are you painting? Are you using water mixables or regular oils? These are regular Blue Ridge oil paints. I'll probably use these from now on. I still have some water mixable oils I'm going to use, but I just really like the Blue Ridge oil paint, so I'll probably use those. Well, Blue Ridge oil paints and the Alexander Magic White. Those are my go-tos right now. All right. We have a trunk. Now I'm gonna do something I don't do, or I haven't tried, so it might be terrible, but we're gonna go with it. See what happens. This is a flat brush, Alexander pedal brush. I've used it maybe 3 times, but I'm gonna try to use it to make. Some pine trees. I haven't used it before, so I apologize if this comes out horrible. And these pine trees are going to be pretty. I'm going to try to make them as detailed as possible. We'll see how it goes. This is where I'm going to spend most of the time. Leaving some gaps here and there, because I'm going to fill in some lighter colors on top. Probably. Try a lighter gray trunk next time. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that on this one. There's still time to fix it. Alright. How far is this one going to go? He goes out there. I could also use the, what is it? What's the small brush? Script liner. Could use that for these two. And just use these for the what are they called? Leaves? Needles, that's the word. Can you paint Bob Ross Season 1 EP5? That's what I'm going to paint. Gray brown trunks will stand out after you add foliage. Yeah, I can try Bob Ross Season 1 Episode 5. Let me see how it goes. Gray brown trunks. Alright, I'll try that on this other one. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Maybe some more up here. Let's use, whoops, set that brush down there. Gray, brown, white on the ivory black. Just pull down. Ooh, that does stand out better. That was a good suggestion. Thanks, Uncle 60. Good idea. Look at that. I'll remember that for next time. Light gray stands out better in foliage. Nice. Look at that. Maybe I can add some in over here. I liked it so much, I wanted to fix it. Let's do it. Okay. Well, we got some trees. We got some leaves. We got some bark. Alright, now let's add some leaves to the other guy. Try not to go into the white there. Actually, I might scrape that up so I don't accidentally pick it up. Let me do that real quick. Move them over here. Couldn't use that later, maybe, for something. There we go. Now we'll do some little leaves up here. And I'm leaving gaps. I don't know if it's smart or terrible idea, but I want to fill them in with lighter colors. But I gotta make sure they're all connected. I don't just want like random blobs of paint here floating in the air. That's the only key. So like right there I had a big gap, so I gotta fill it in. Same with up there. And right there. Alright, here we go. I think I picked up emerald green on accident. Oh, somebody's dinging me. There we go. Another branch there, here and there. Raw umber, ivory black, maybe a little emerald green here every once in a while. Oh, we went over that lovely bush. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Some there. This might be a little slower than usual too, but that's just part of it. Sometimes when you want details, you gotta go a little slow. That's just how it goes. Raw umber, ivory black again. I think we're at the bottom, so I'm not gonna worry too much about down here. These are just kind of, just gotta make sure I fill in those gaps that I left from filling in that tree. All right, we've got very sparse looking trees out here. They are not happy trees. These are old trees. They're grumpy. They're losing their hair. That's how I feel. Not kidding. Not losing too much of my hair. A little bit. Alright, we're going to add, this is a lighter green. This is emerald green and, oops, got a stray hair in there. Emerald green and white. Grumpy little trees. Script liner can be used to add thin branches. Ooh, good idea. That's helpful. In between, add some little branches. Gotta love backseat painters. No, this is good. I like it when people help out in a nice way. Sometimes I get people who help out. Not much anymore, but some of my earlier streams I had people who were much more aggressive. Very aggressive, actually. If you didn't paint their way, oof, you were the worst person in the world. And they would let you know. That was one of my videos. I can't remember. It must have been probably a year ago now. Oh no, Nightbot is yelling at Uncle 60. Don't yell at Uncle 60, Nightbot. He's not spamming. I dig the Goku t-shirt. That's awesome. Apologies about Nightbot freaking out. I don't know why he's... I might have to turn him off if he's being too annoying. I don't want anybody getting muted or anything. That's no good. I'm just adding branches in with the script liner. Yeah, what did I do? I don't know. I didn't even see you use an emoji. I don't know what it's complaining about. Very strange. I can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh well. It happens. Just adding little branches here and there. This is just linseed oil, script liner, and the brown and black color. Yeah, Nightbot needs to go watch some Bob Ross and calm down. And I think I can probably turn it off on YouTube. The problem I've had was with Twitch. That was where there's some very inappropriate people over there. They said some really, really rough stuff. And so I had to turn Nightbot on so I didn't have that in my chat. Alright, there we go. There's some little limbs and stuff. Might be able to highlight them a little bit. Just add white to that color. Just some of them, not all of them. We're going for very detailed pine trees today. That's the goal for this one. Very detailed. Or somewhat detailed. I don't know if they're the most detailed, but there's some details here. Alright, I think that's good. Down towards the bottom don't matter too much. Alright, now we add some, I think I said emerald green and white was what I was adding. Yeah, so in between color. What's the word for that? Mid-tone, that's the word. Art is what you see. Like Bob said, we all see nature different in our eyes. That's very true. Thanks for sharing, Billy. Alright, we had some emerald green and white here and there. Maybe some in there. I want to add more white as I go down, but that seems counterintuitive. I don't know. I think it'll make it stand out some more. Some there, some down here. Probably should have thought where the light was coming from too. I don't think I thought about that before I started going in here with the bright colors. Do you use Liquin at all? I don't use Liquin, I don't think. I tried it one time and it gave me a rash or hives. I have weird sensitivities with painting supplies, I found. But I've heard it's very useful to use liquid because it dries the paint a lot faster. Unless I'm thinking of something else. I think that's liquid. Alright, plop some in there. Maybe some over this branch. That one kind of turned out to be a bit of a blob down here. So I might have to fix him up a bit, but that's okay. It happens. Some down here, a little bit there, a little here. I think that's good enough. Good enough there. We're gonna have to get more bright though. More bright and more unrealistic. There we go. Wipe that off. Let's see, what do we start with? I'll start with ochre. I don't know how, probably not realistic, but some ochre on the edges. I'm not going for realism here. I don't know if I could ever do realism as a painting style. I can get rough shapes, but that's about it. Just beat the devil out of it. Oh yeah, Bob Ross quotes. He has a lot of really good ones. I don't know if I should go to a smaller brush or just keep using this one. But I'll just keep up with this one. I don't use it often, so it's good practice. And that's all. That's all I'm going for. I just want practice. Get better. Get better painting stuff. It's the only goal. I'm trying to hit towards the edges. But I might have done the background too dark, or maybe, what's the word, too light? Probably a little bit of both, because they'll just start blending in. Blending together. But at the top they'll stand out. Looks amazing. Those trees are wonderful. I hear that a lot about liquid. Oh yeah. Look, I mean, I hear liquid's good. I don't know. There are some products that I just can't use anymore. And it's weird being 30-ish and then finding out you have an allergy to some obscure chemical that I can't use anymore, like odorless mineral spirits. Fender 31. Hi Nate. Hello Fender. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope things are going better for you. Everyone's okay. Since I last saw you, I think I said your mom was sick or had some issues, but I hope she's doing okay now. My parents actually got, both of them got COVID. They're still sick with that. So hopefully they get better soon. They've been sick for a couple of weeks. This is just Hansa Yellow. I'm just tapping on the sides, like the very far sides, like all the way over. Oh, I forgot which side I put. Which side did I want the light to be on? It's a little of both today. Maybe it's from the top. Oh well. We'll think about light direction next time. I might add some white to this too. Just a little bit. Hansa Yellow tends to get canceled out. A little here, a little there, and a little there. These are probably the most detailed pine trees that I've ever painted. So I don't know if that's saying much. Go back into this, a little more yellow. I usually don't spend much time at all on details, but I should. I think details, what did somebody say? Details are what sells a painting. So maybe I should spend more time on that. Some here. There we go. Here's some up here. I do have a bit of a blob going on there. That's the story of this painting, I feel like. A bit of a blob. Whoops. I'm just kind of tapping here and there with this green, yellow, Hansa yellow, and brown mixture. A bit of everything going on. Trying to add some sort of details to it. And it's getting to the point where I can't see, or I can't tell the difference between some of the colors, which is usually, that's when I know I've gone too far. Especially down here, all this looks the same to me. So we'll get into weird color territory here in a bit. That's usually what happens. I guess if I don't like the bottoms, I can just cover them up anyway with something else. Some more Hansa yellow here. Have fun, I gotta go working on a large watercolor. Alright, thanks for joining Uncle 60. Good to see you. Thanks for the painting tips. Much appreciated. I'm watching this at the same time as watching the Cowboys play-by-play, multitasking. Nice. That's my mom's favorite team, Dallas Cowboys. Here we go. I don't know. You guys think this is done? Should we add anything else? Take anything away? I feel like I could add something in the background, but I don't want to go too far. Maybe we can. Oh, that's way too bright. Don't want to ruin it at the very end. Just want some green. I don't want blue back there, I want green. Might be a little risky going around this. But we'll make it work. Getting risky. Right on the edge. There we go. I don't know. I think that looks a little bit better. It was just too bleak. I don't know. How about them Cowboys? Still have that commercial stuck in my head. Alright. I think that's probably good enough. good enough for today for that one, or for this painting. I'll do one more, I think. All right, get some linseed oil right onto naphthol red. I always put out a giant pile of naphthol red, and then I only use a little tiny bit of it just for the signature. Just kind of swirl it back and forth. We'll put them down here. There we go. Nice. All right, wipe that off. Take her down, clean everything up, then get the next one ready. There we go. How's that look, folks?